What's up, cooking squad? It's your girl Tate, and I'm back with another cooking video. So today I'm gonna be cooking some fresh green beans with smoked sausage and potatoes. So what you're gonna see me doing here is I'm adding a tablespoon, well, 2 tablespoons of olive oil in the skillet, and then I have some red pepper flakes that I'm gonna put in there. And it's about a half a teaspoon of red pepper flakes that I added to the skillet. And then I'm going to mix it up into the olive oil. Just mixing it around in the olive oil. And then I'm going to add my fresh green beans to the skillet. And I did rinse those off before I put them in the skillet. And I took the little stems off because I didn't want that in my green beans. It's up to you if you want to leave that in your green beans or not. But I decided to take mine off. So now I'm just going to stir it around with the red pepper flakes in the skillet. I'm just going to stir it around and get it all mixed up with the green beans that I have in the skillet right there. Alright, so now I'm going to add some garlic, some minced garlic. You're going to see me put 2 teaspoons of it in there, but it's actually 3 cloves. So I'm going to add another teaspoon off camera. So it's actually 3 teaspoons of minced garlic that I added to the skillet. I did the other one off camera. And I'm just going to mix that around with the red pepper flakes and the minced garlic. Just mix it all around. Get it coated on top of those fresh green beans. So now what I'm doing here is adding a half of cup of water. Or not a half a cup. This is, I think it's 1/4 of a cup of water to the green beans. And then I'm going to cover it up because I do not have a top to go with this skillet. I'm just going to use my pizza pan and just cover it up like that, so it'll be nice and covered so the green beans can cook. And now I'm going to go over to the potatoes and cut those up. I cut the ends off first, and then I cut the potatoes down the middle, and then started dicing them up on the sides. I'm feeling high. About ready. So now I'm just gonna move these to the side. I'm gonna put my green beans in the bowl, and then I'm going to cover them up so they can stay nice and warm. So we put those in the bowl, and now we're gonna clean out our skillet so we can add our next ingredient to the skillet. So now that the skillet is clean, I'm gonna add a tablespoon of butter to the skillet. And just stir it around till it's finished melting. Get it all nice and melted. And then I'm going to add some olive oil to the skillet, like a tablespoon of olive oil. It's going to be added to the skillet with the butter. You can use whatever kind of, well, I use extra virgin olive oil. You can use whatever you like. And I also used salted butter. But you can use whatever kind of butter you like. It's all up to you. And I'm just going to stir the ingredients around in the skillet. Sorry for the angle on my camera because I forgot to turn it sideways, but hopefully you can get a good view of what I'm doing and you can see the food. So now I just added all the potatoes that I cut up, and we're gonna let these cook. We're gonna let them brown in the skillet. Gonna let these get nice and brown. So what I did was lay all the potatoes flat so they all can cook on one side, and I want them to brown on one side, and then we're gonna flip them on the other side later on throughout the video. I'm gonna flip them all over on this side. Those were a little hard to get turned over, but we made it. So now we got all the potatoes turned over on one side. And now I'm gonna add some seasoning to the skillet. I have some garlic powder. This is optional, you don't have to add it. But I love garlic powder and onion powder in my meals, so that was the garlic powder. You can use any brand that you want, but I use Great Value. And now I'm going to add some onion powder to it. And I'm only going to put this on one side. That way I can know what side that I flip the potatoes on. And like I say, this is optional. You do not have to do this. And I'm also going to add some Creole seasoning to the skillet as well on top of the potatoes. I'm just going to sprinkle it all over the potatoes. You can use as much seasoning as you like, but there are going to be seasoning in every ingredient that I fit, so you don't have to use that much seasoning on everything because everything is going to have its own seasoning. So we're going to let those potatoes cook for a little while. As you can see, the seasoning on it, but I only put the seasoning on one side of it, so that way I know that I flipped that potato already. So that's what I'm doing right now, seeing which ones are ready, seeing which potatoes are nice and brown. And the ones that are brown, I'll just flip those over. And the ones that are looking browner than others, I'll move those to the side and put the other ones in the middle so they can get nice and brown.
You press me to your I will when you speak, angel, sing from above.
So now we're going to go over to our smoked sausage. You can use any kind you want. I use egg-rich smoked sausage, and then we're just going to cut them up like so. Just no kind of fancy way. We're just cutting up like we cut up regular smoked sausage. So what you're going to see me doing here is taking some of the potatoes out of the skillet that I think they are done and ready to be taken out. And I'm going to let the rest of the potatoes finish cooking, and then we're going to take those out as well. So what I'm doing here is I'm putting the potatoes in another plate. We're going to remove those out of the skillet. And then we're going to add our smoked sausage to the skillet. To the same skillet, we're going to take all the potatoes out and move those to the side for later. That's what I'm doing right now. So now that I have all the potatoes removed out of the skillet, I'm going to add some more olive oil to the skillet. And then we're going to get ready to cook our smoked sausage in the same skillet. I'm going to move that all around in the skillet, the olive oil. So now we're going to get ready to add our smoked sausage to the skillet. Put all the smoked sausage in there and let them saute for like 5 minutes or so. And then we're just going to just move them around in there. Move them around in the skillet. Yummy goody smoked sausage. I don't know about y'all, but I love me some smoked sausage, baby. And now I'm going to add some Italian seasoning to the smoked sausage. I use the Great Value brand. You can use whatever brand that you want to use, for your smoked sausage. And I did not measure this. I just covered all the smoked sausage with it, and also going to add some oregano to the smoked sausage, and I did not measure that as well, but I will put it down in the description below so you can know how much you can put. Or if you like me and you don't want to measure, you can just put as much as you want. And we're just going to stir that around with the oregano and the Italian seasoning that I just added on this smoked sausage. Oh my goodness, this is going to be so delicious. And we're just going to saute these sausages for a little while. Just keep on stirring, stirring, stirring. So now I'm going to add some minced garlic on the smoked sausage. I added 2 teaspoons of minced garlic to it, and then I'm just going to stir it around and get the smoked sausage nice and coated with the minced garlic, as you can see. So I have minced garlic, Italian seasoning, and oregano, and some olive oil in the skillet. And then we're just going to stir it around and work the sausage in there so it can get all those flavors on the smoked sausage. So now what you see me doing now is adding 1/4 cup of chicken broth. That's what I just added to the skillet. 1/4 cup of chicken broth. And we're just going to stir it around and get the smoked sausage nice and coated with the chicken broth and the rest of the ingredients. So now we're going to add the rest of our ingredients to the skillet. Now first I'm adding my fresh green beans to the skillet. And we're going to mix that up so we can get everything nice and mixed with the smoked sausage and the fresh green beans mixed together. And then we're going to add our potatoes to the mix as well. And then our meal should be almost done. Those colors are so good together. So now we're going to add our potatoes to the mix. And this is a healthy meal that you can eat because I've been on my little healthy kick lately. As you can see, I am trying to eat a little bit more healthier. So this is a yummy, healthy meal that you can eat. It's nice and it's flavorful, and it's kind of light, but I mean the potatoes make it a bit more filling for you. So we're just gonna mix all of this around. Our potatoes, we got our potatoes, our smoked sausage, and our fresh green beans. And we're just gonna mix that all up and let it simmer for a little bit. Alright, cooking squad, so our dinner is complete with smoked sausage, fresh green beans, and potatoes. And I want to thank you for watching this video. And don't forget to like, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys again in the next